Hi, everyone. My name is Carla Torgerson. I'm the head of Learning Experience Strategy at Torrance Learning. And today I want to talk about a conversation I had with an instructional design colleague who was working on a project, and she was having some struggles with that project. And I realized as I talked to her that oftentimes when we struggle with our projects, those problems seem to be occurring in one of three areas. And I asked her, I said, is your problem with the content? Do you understand what you're trying to teach? Number two, is it about the instructional design? Your ways to make it interactive, make sure that the learning is happening? Or is it number three, really the project management, your use of time or money on this project? And I found that it really actually opened up a wonderful discussion about where her root cause was and how I could maybe help her make it better, right? So my question for you is how you might address some of these things, right? Like, first of all, are those the three questions you would ask yourself? Are there any others you would add to the list? And then more importantly, how do we address these things, right? So number one, if it's a content issue, how do you get more versed at knowing that content so that you can teach it better to others? Now, for me, that usually comes in the form of talking to subject matter experts, reading documentation, but also asking lots of good probing questions of both my stakeholders and those subject matter experts. Now, number two, the instructional design. Once I really understand the content, it becomes to me really very much about how do I think about how the learner uses this content in every day, in their day-to-day tasks at work, right? So how do I really understand them? Maybe I need to talk to a couple of people who do that job. Or how do I think about common scenarios or mistakes they might make? Again, I might get that from my subject matter experts. But how do I do that? How do I bring this content to life in a way that's instructionally sound, that it flows well, that I've got good interactions, things like that? And then number three, like I said, is very much of a project management function, is my use of time and money. Am I on schedule? And am I on budget? And again, in different organizations, we treat those things differently. Some organizations are very focused on the dollars. Sometimes when you're on internal projects, it's more about the time, right? Sometimes it's a blend, right? So how are you tracking those things? How are you being transparent with your stakeholders as to your schedule, your ability to deliver on the schedule or the timeline that you're thinking, or what you might need from them to help be successful in that regard as well? So with that, I'm going to ask you to post in the comments below. Are those the three question areas you think about? Is it about content, instructional design, and managing time and money? Or do you have other things that you find yourself very engaged with? And what are some of the things you do to do those areas really well? Go ahead, type in the comments. I'd love to hear some discussion and we can all learn from each other. Thanks, everyone.